You will continue to suffer if you have an emotional reaction to everything that is said to you. True power is sitting back and observing things with logic. True power is restraint. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever walked away from a conversation, steaming with anger? Ever laid in bed, rerunning someone's words in your head, thinking of what you should have said, how you should have reacted? You tell yourself, I'll show them next time. But deep down, you're not angry at them. You're angry at yourself for letting them get to you. I get it. I've been there more times than I can count. But what if I told you this? You can reach a place in your life where no one, and I mean no one, can steal your peace, hijack your energy, or dictate your emotions. Not your boss, not your ex, not your parents, not even that random person who disrespected you online. It's not magic. It's not arrogance. It's emotional mastery. And it begins with you. Let me take you back. Years ago, I worked a job I hated. I was underpaid, overworked, and surrounded by people who, well, let's just say weren't exactly fans of kindness. One day, my manager publicly humiliated me in front of the whole team. No warning, no context, just boom. I could feel my blood boiling, my fists clenched, my ego screaming to retaliate. And for the first time in my adult life, I did nothing. Not because I was weak, but because I realized anger was never going to solve the real problem. You see, reacting with anger might feel powerful in the moment, but more often than not, it just digs your hole deeper. It doesn't fix the wound, it feeds it. Here's a truth no one tells you. Anger is not strength. It's a signal that something inside you needs attention, not aggression. Think about it. Why do we get so triggered when someone insults us? Why do we explode when someone disrespects us? Because we've attached our identity to what they say. If someone calls you worthless and it gets to you, it's because some part of you already believed that lie. Let that sink in. People can't push your buttons unless those buttons are already wired inside you. And that's the first step to never getting angry or bothered again. Realizing that every trigger is a mirror. They don't expose the other person, they expose you. You see, most people are walking around with open wounds. Wounds from childhood, from trauma, from rejection, from abuse, from years of being unheard, unseen, unloved. So when someone cuts them off in traffic, it's not just a car they're angry at. It's all the times they felt invisible. When their partner forgets their birthday, it's not just about the date. It's about all the times they were forgotten. That anger, that pain, it's never really about now. It's about then. It's about them. And when you understand that, you stop reacting, you start observing. There's a quote I love from Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and psychiatrist. Between stimulus and response, there is a space. And that space is our power to choose our response. And in our response lies our growth and our freedom. Just think about it. You're driving, you're already late for work, someone cuts you off recklessly, your coffee spills on your lap. And in that exact moment, you have a choice. Do you scream? Do you slam the steering wheel? Do you let your entire day spiral out of control because of one stupid driver? Or do you breathe? Do you pause? Do you smile, shake your head, and keep moving? You see, most people think power looks like dominance. They think strength is about being loud, proving a point, clapping back. But real power is when you stay silent in a room full of noise, because your peace isn't negotiable. One of the most powerful tools you'll ever use in life is deceptively simple. It's the 5-second pause. Here's how it works. Whenever someone says or does something that pushes your buttons, before you react, you pause. You count in your mind 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And in that pause, you ask yourself, is this worth my peace? Because the truth is, most of the things that bother us aren't worth it. They're not about us, they're not personal, they're distractions. Your response, that's your legacy, your energy, your peace of mind. Don't give it away so easily. Let me tell you a story. A friend of mine, let's call him Kevin, was once on the verge of ruining his entire career over one heated email. His boss sent a message that felt rude, unfair, and accusatory. Kevin, he was furious. He wrote back instantly, paragraph after paragraph, defending himself, blaming others, ready to send it. But something told him, wait. He closed the laptop, took a walk, let it breathe. The next morning he reread the email. Turns out it wasn't even about him. His boss was frustrated about a system glitch. He just took it out poorly in words. If Kevin had hit send in anger, that one email could have shattered his career path, but because he paused, he preserved his future. Remember this, don't make permanent decisions based on temporary emotions. That text you want to fire off, that door you want to slam, that insult you want to scream, ask yourself, will this matter tomorrow? Will this build or burn? Is this a reflection of who I truly want to be? People think peace is something you find, but it's not found. It's trained. You don't stumble into emotional mastery, you practice it. Every single time someone tries to pull you into drama, every time someone throws negativity your way, you're being handed a choice. React and become their prisoner, or pause and become your own master. Here's a simple practice that changed my life. The pause plus breathe plus reframe technique. Pause, stop. Don't speak, don't act, just hold. Breathe, deep inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4, exhale for 4. Reset the nervous system, reframe, ask, what is this really about? What would my higher self do? It sounds simple, but over time, this trains your brain to act from power, not pain. Most people live life trying to control the outside world. They think, if only people were nicer, if only they respected me, if only the world was fair. But here's the truth, no one likes to hear. The world isn't required to be kind. You are required to be resilient. You can't stop rude people from existing. You can't stop others from judging you, hating you, disrespecting you. But you can stop handing them your emotional keys. You can stop saying, you make me angry. Because the moment you say that, you're saying they own your emotions. No one should have that kind of power over you. Ask yourself right now, who are the people that still have the power to disturb your peace? Is it your ex, a toxic parent, a disrespectful coworker, that stranger who insulted you online? Now ask yourself, why do they have that power? What do you believe about yourself that lets their words land? That's the wound. That's what needs healing. Not the other person. You. This is the greatest truth I've ever learned. The most powerful person in any room is the one who remains unshaken. They don't need to scream, they don't need to prove, they don't need to defend. They know who they are. They've trained their mind, they've healed their wounds, and they've made peace their home, not a hotel. Let me ask you something that might hit a nerve. What if the greatest revenge is not proving them wrong, but becoming so at peace that you don't even need to? We've talked about how anger is a signal. We've learned about the power of the pause. But now, let's talk about what you do with that emotion after the pause. Because here's the truth most people don't understand. You don't heal by ignoring your anger. You heal by transforming it. And that process, that transformation of pain into power, that's called emotional alchemy. Years ago, I knew a woman named Layla. She had been emotionally abused for years by her own family, manipulated, gaslighted, blamed for everything. And one day, she snapped. She could have exploded. She could have lashed out. But instead, she said something that stopped me in my tracks. I'm done bleeding for people who wouldn't even hand me a bandage." She walked away, not with hate, but with healing. And the most beautiful thing, she never looked back in anger, because her peace meant more than proving a point. That, my friend, is emotional alchemy. That is strength wrapped in silence. That is choosing to rise instead of retaliate. Let's be real here. The world has taught us a lie. If someone hurts you, hurt them back. Don't let anyone disrespect you. Clap back, get even, win the argument. But here's the truth no one tells you. Revenge might give you satisfaction, but healing gives you freedom. Because revenge keeps you tied to the person who hurt you. It keeps them in your mind, in your heart, in your story, and they don't deserve that space anymore. Your soul has better places to be. There's a quote that changed the way I live. You either get bitter or you get better. It's that simple. Bitter people hold on, replay the pain, wait for karma, need to be seen as right. Better people release it, transmute it, use it as fuel. They grow quietly and win loudly. So what do you do when you're still burning inside? You don't suppress it, you don't deny it, you redirect it. Anger is energy, and energy, when harnessed, becomes creation. Use that energy to build your body instead of breaking your peace. Write your truth instead of writing a hate message. Launch that project you were procrastinating. Take that trip. Start that business. Become everything they said you couldn't be, but without the bitterness. That's the most powerful "I told you so" the world will ever see. Here's a practice I use. Emotional dumping with journaling. When you're angry, don't lash out. Instead, write it. All of it. Unfiltered. Raw. I hate how he made me feel small. I can't believe she disrespected me. I feel like I'm never enough. Get it out of your system. Then read it. Now ask, is this who I want to stay? Is this the version of me I want to feed? Because once it's on paper, you realize something powerful. You are not your anger. You are the one observing it. That distance, that awareness, that's where alchemy begins. Let me say this clearly. Just because someone made you feel small once doesn't mean you have to keep shrinking to fit that memory. Your past pain doesn't define your future peace, but only you get to make that decision. You can carry the fire or you can burn with it. You can light your path or torch everything in sight. Choose wisely. Holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. You think you're punishing them. You're only destroying yourself. Let it go. Not because they deserve peace, but because you do. Letting go is not weakness. It's spiritual maturity. You're not letting them off the hook. You're unhooking yourself from their chaos. That's how you stay unbothered. Not by becoming colder, but by becoming lighter. Here's what I want you to realize. No one in this world has the right to rent space in your head for free. If they're not feeding your soul, building your vision, or loving your essence, they don't belong in your energy. You're here for something bigger than their opinion. You're here to grow, not just survive. So why waste your precious emotional currency on people who don't even understand your value? They're not your enemy. They're just your lesson. And once you learn the lesson, you don't need to repeat the pain. So the next time someone hurts you, don't react, don't plot, don't spiral, transmute, transform, transcend. Turn the insult into introspection. Turn the anger into art. Turn the pain into power. That's how you become untouchable. That's how you become free.